Good morning, retail traders. I'm Washboardjim, all suited up to give you the earnings for this coming week. And I wish everybody a happy New Year coming up and a Merry Christmas, and I hope you had a blessed Thanksgiving. I'm thankful that Donald Trump was elected president, and I'm really looking forward to the new America. We're going to get tired of all this old America, and we're going to bring out a whole new diaphragm of what America's going to be like. So I'm excited about it. He's got a great team, and I'm going to give you the earnings that are going to be coming out this coming week. And this is going to be the first week of December. We've got some good earnings coming out, some decent ones, and I've got them all marked, the ones that I'm going to be watching. And we're going to go ahead and go right to that right now. First one's here. We've got Salesforce CRM on Tuesday morning. MRVL might be a good one to watch. I don't know if I got that on my watch list or not. Let me see. Yeah, that's a good one to put on there. MRVL. That's a real good one. I'm surprised I missed that one. It's already had a breakout. So let's get back to that earnings list. We got Marvel on there. We got Box. I don't have Box on there either. I'm going to put Box on there. I used to trade that one. We got Chewy Wednesday morning, Foot Locker Wednesday morning, Dollar Tree Wednesday morning. And then after close, we got AEO, American Eagle Outfitters. 5 I used to watch. I don't think I put it on my. We got Charge Point. So not much going on there. Dollar General before open on Thursday. We got TD Bank. I don't know about that one. Canadian Solar. Don't know about that one. Kroger's on here. Now, I'll be watching Kroger, KR. They made a killing during the Biden administration with all that high grocery prices and high inflation. They made a killing. Grocery stores made a killing. I mean, my steaks went from around 15 to 30 to 45 bucks a steak. Pissed off about that. Then Thursday after close, we got Lululemon, Path, P-A-T-H, Ultra's on here, DocuSign. So you got Hewlett Packard on here, Hewlett Packard. Woof, which is Petco. So I think that Thursday after earnings, we might have us a pretty good week again this week. I kind of been a little bearish, but my forecast wasn't true. I got a little nervous with Putin. So I sold everything and held a couple of things, but so we're going to go ahead and go through the watch list. Got Marvel. This is going to be volume high. Now this is my earnings watch list that I'll be watching this coming week, and I've got these set up here on the weekly time frame. Marvel, you can see, had 4 weeks of resistance that just couldn't break. So we could break again, or we could find support on the bottom of this candle right here, right around 88 bucks. So I'm going to raise that alert up to the bottom of that trend line, just a little bit above it. And see how that fits there on the daily. This is Marvel. MRVL. Got a little head and shoulders right here. Yeah, I like that. So I'm going to set another alert just right above that. Head and shoulders. See if it breaks out. Then we have resistance, which is a double top. And that can come up for the third time and hit that. Looks like we already did almost last week. We practically hit it. But this body has to hit that body up there for it to break out. So we could still see 94 resistance on MRVL to break this coming week. That's $94. And I'm going to go ahead and set an alert on that resistance level just in case we break it. And I'll be able to take it at or above at the mark. Then we got Hewlett Packard. It's got a high volume on it. We definitely pulled back to the 50, and that's on the daily. So let's look at the weekly here. Yeah, we got another head and shoulders right here. We got a trend line right here. This is right off the 21. So if this thing pulls back and hits $20, I think that's going to be a good buy. Let me see here. I want to put that price line from that candle right there to the wick of that candle right there, and that's right around that 21. So I'll set an alert right above that 21 EMA on the weekly time frame. And that's right at 21.11. So if it comes back and hits that $20, 21.11 something, that'll be a good buy. Now we've got an expansion pattern. I'm going to do at the top of this wick right here. Then I'm going to go ahead and hit the body of that candle and the body of that candle. So that's a pretty tough resistance to break. And I'm going to set that resistance level at 22.45. And then I'm going to keep the alert off the 9. And then let's go ahead and look at the daily. Yeah, this looks pretty good. I mean, you got a head and shoulders right here too. But if it breaks down below the 50 and the 63, I'm still going to be eyeing that $20 for Hewlett Packard. And then we got Path on here. PATH. Unipath. We're at the 200. That's easy. This is an easy one to call. We got to break the 200 EMA on the daily, and support to hold has to be this here 1386. If that doesn't hold, then we'll be looking at it again. That's that previous high we had right there. And you got a trend line that goes right here. Right around 1334. So I'll be watching that on the daily. AEO, American Eagle Outfitters, looks like it had a pretty good pullback. We got a head and shoulders. We got a snake. So I guess it's going to be all about earnings. They were bad last time. We had a sell-off. So resistance is going to be the 50. Actually, probably the 200. We'll go ahead and put my resistance line there. And support's going to be off the top of the body of this candle right here. And I'll set an alert right there at the mark at below. And then we got CRM next. So that's 1868 to hold, to be bullish, or she'll pull on back to the next support at 1850. And she got to break resistance of 2023. CRM. This is another one that's getting talked about a lot. It's had a great run. We had a nice breakout on this one here. We got an ascending triangle. So this thing can start to come up and find resistance up here at this top. A triple top on the daily. And then support's going to be off the 21 for right now. And we'll set an alert right on the top of these candles, right here. Mark that below. And I'm ready. Ready for that one. We got a gap. So definitely we hit the bottom of that gap. That could easily come back up and find some resistance at the pivot point of this channel. At 335.98. It has to hold that 21 EMA and break the 9 EMA and run to a triple top. That's CRM. I'd keep a good eye on it. And Kroger, you know, they made a killing off the Biden administration. Kamala. Now that Trump's in office, it could cause some of the prices to come back down. So I'm going to call pullback on Kroger. As what Kamala said, price gauging. If that makes any sense to you, doesn't me. It's price gouging, you stupid broad. 58.78. Then we got Chewy. Kroger I'm going to keep a good eye on. I think it can definitely pull back to 60. I mean, pretty hardcore, but I'm pretty solid about that. The earnings are going to be good because, you know, they've been, I mean, I'm telling you, my food is, I'm paying twice as much, and I've never in my life had a 100% increase on what I have to eat. So I'm pissed about food. I asked the grocery store yesterday, the lady, I said, Trump going to bring in prices down? And she says, I voted for him. Chewy's had a 5-day sell-off. We could find support here. I'm going to set an alert right off the 21 on the date. Ooh, I like the spot right here. I'm going to set my alert right there. Then I'm going to set another one right here off that other candle. This is Chewy. Chewy is, you know, for dogs, animals. It's had a pretty good run. We got overhead resistance right here. Now I think we broke it. Nope. Come close to breaking it, yeah. We broke it a little bit. So that 36 is going to be our hard resistance at the double top. And if we break that, I'll go ahead and figure out what I'll do from there. But see if we hold this here previous high right here. And if we do hold this come Monday, it's a 5-day rule. See, I'll show you something here. I'm going to show you something. I call what you call a 5-day rule. Now, a lot of your Wall Street traders, they go by 7 days. If we have a 7-day run, they start to short the stock, unless we're really bullish. Now, I have a 5-day rule because I want to get out during the heat of the moment. I have a 3-day rule also. So here's a good example, a 5-day rule, how they react. You have 5 red days, and you have a doji, long leg doji, and a bounce. You have 5 red days, a spinning top, and a bounce. You have 5 red days and a doji, a little bearish doji, but still bullish. And we break the 9, it's an automatic run back up to the top. So there's your 3-day rule. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, and it stopped at the 63. So the 5-day rule. 5-day rule, 5-day rule on a sell-off. And same thing as a breakout, but sometimes breakouts can hold a little bit better than a 5-day pullback. So keep a good eye on CHWY. If we break the 9, that's right around 33.62. This thing can run up higher. And put resistance to break. And I'll be able to watch that stock. And I've got Dollar General, or I think it's a Dollar General. Yeah, Dollar Tree. Woo, this thing's way oversold. Now Dollar General is a pretty nasty store. They have poor management. If I was the CEO of Dollar General, first thing I'd do is clean them stores up. I mean, I would say, hey, if you don't want to get the work done, you're out of here. I'm going to hire a crew in here that's going to clean them up, and I want them kept clean. So right now we're at the 63, and this is a head and shoulders, so you could find some resistance, but if this breaks, it could find the gap resistance and the pivot point inside that gap. So I'd keep a good eye on this one here. They're just nasty. The stores are nasty. They need to clean them up. I mean, I'm talking about the shelving. This is the way they're stocked the stores. They don't have enough employees in there. It's just, if I was CEO, I could clean that place up. So this is Dollar Tree. If we break the 63, we could run this up to 91 bucks for a swing. I do like this setup. If it breaks that resistance, if it breaks that 63, I'm going long. And I'll run it up to 80 bucks. I'll run it up good $5 and hit this double top and get out of the trade. I like this. I like the chart. Let's say I like the chart, and it's probably better than Dollar General. So I'm going to keep a good eye on that one. Keep a real good eye on Dollar Tree, DLTR HRL Hormone Foods. Here's another, look at this. Golly, somebody fell asleep on this trade. Woo! So we got a triple top up here, and this is a pivot point. 33.17 is definitely a hard resistance. This thing could easily run up to that 33.17 and stop in its tracks. That's a pivot point. And if you don't know what a pivot point is, it's the middle finger to the resistance and to the support. So you're stuck there in the middle, and it's going to make a decisive move if it's going to go ahead and break into resistance or if it's going to fall back into support. That's called a pivot point. I definitely like this one too, to fill that pivot point area or to pull back and find support right here for your first support at 31.94. That's got to hold. Then you got FL, Foot Locker. Now, shoes have been a hot topic for Nike. Nike's losing it. Foot Locker sells brands. So I've got into a shoe kick. I've spent about $1,000 on shoes here lately. I'm going to spend another $1,000. Stock up. I mean, my average shoe cost is like $170. So we got to break the 200 SMA. Now I got the Fibonacci's on this, and we fell all the way back to the Fibonacci. And we have a 50% pullback from where we broke out the last time I set this Fibonacci. And that's right there at 26.12. So that's going to be my resistance to break. Oh, that's perfect. That is a little bit higher. 26.38 is going to be your pivot point on this one right here. So if that decides to break that 200 SMA on the daily, we could easily run up to 26.38 and maybe 27 bucks. Be a $2 scalp. We got a head and shoulders right here. Yeah, that's a good looking chart, but we've had a nice breakout. So we have to break that 200. If that 200 breaks on the daily, we'll go higher. And what did I see just a little bit ago? I should have marked it down because I forgot what I saw. What did I see? Oh, that head and shoulders. All the way up to 28.20 for long on this head, on the shoulder line of that head and shoulders. So this is a good looking chart. It's had a good run already from 22 to 25.75. It just has to break that 200 SMA on the daily to start breaking these other resistance levels. Woof, Petco Health and Wellness. It held the 200 EMA. So earnings is all about earnings. It were bad, not very good earnings on this thing. Not a high dollar mark anyway. So this could pull back easily to 390 and find support and then bounce back up or break the 50 SMA on the daily, which is right around 455. So that's your 50 SMA. This is your support down here at 391. And your pivot point will be the 63 at 414. So if it holds 414, it'll run up to 454 and find resistance at the 50-day SMA. As you notice, I use moving averages on my charts for resistance levels and support levels that help me along with my trend lines and my chart patterns. So keep a good eye on Woof. And we got a head and shoulders right here that goes right to that 50. Or actually right here. So I'm going to draw a price line, a trend line on that head and shoulders. Right under $5. So this thing could run up to 5 and find some hard resistance. That's a head and shoulders. Again, chart patterns give you resistance levels and gives you support levels. And DocuSign was definitely a fat cat trade. This one's had a great run. You had a 1, 2, 3, 4 down here at the bottom. She run up. Now she's had a good pullback already. To stay bullish, it has to hold to 21. If not, that thing could fall down to this other support level right here. I'm just going to set my alert off the 21, and then I'll know if that doesn't hold, we could see 77.56 and have a double bottom. But for right now, we got to use that 21 as a support level on the daily. Now, when I come in Monday, I'm going to be live on YouTube, so you can watch me chart these things out. And I'll go through more of a deeper look at them when I'm getting ready to start trading them. I'd move them into different time frames. Now Lulu's been hit pretty good, and we started bouncing back up on this here, and we've got the 200 SMA. So if the earnings are good on Lulu, and it is Christmas, I think we could go ahead and find some resistance level right here at the pivot point of this channel. And let's go ahead and draw that in. And that means you take the body of that candle right there. Whoop, that ain't the right thing. And this thing could run up just under 360 for a swing. We got a double top right here. I want to teach you a little trick. So there's called a force field, is what I call it. I call it a force field. TrendSpider has an indicator that can show you what I'm getting ready to show you right now, and you can set alerts off of it. So you got the body of this candle right here. Whoops. You got the body of that candle right there, and I set my alert on the top of that candle right there. So I'm going to take and put a force field around that line. I'm going to take it from the bottom of that gap right there. Whoops, that ain't what I wanted. Take it to the bottom of that gap, and I'm going to run it to the bottom of this candle right here and move it all the way across. Now, when this trade starts to break out, it could stop easily at the bottom of the body of that candle right there. So I'm going to set an alert. If I'm in the trade or something, I'll pick up on this. At 33352 for resistance if this thing decides to go ahead and break. Now we do have a gap right here too, so I'm going to put another price line. If I'm watching this trade, I got 3 different resistance levels right in here. The body right there of that candle, and then the body of that one right there. So as this thing starts to come up and breaks that 200 SMA, that's a 200 SMA. That's a lot of traders, a lot of institutional traders will buy at the break of resistance of the 200 SMA, and they'll sell at that level. If they're, or if it pulls back and hits the 200, they'll buy it. Or if it breaks the 200, they'll buy it. Or they'll sell it at the 200 and get out of the trade. For example, they hit the 200 right here, they got out of the trade. You hit the 200 right here, they got out of the trade. You hit the 200 right here, you got out of the trade. But we have a nice little setup right here of a head and shoulders. And we got these crows that look bullish. It could easily pull back. If it doesn't hold that 9, it could fall back and hit the 21. So I'm going to set an alert off that 21. 21 EMA daily. And when the alert pops up, I can read what the alert's telling me. And that means that 21 on the daily is sometimes a good signal for a scalp trade or a day trade. And then you got a head and shoulders right here. So this is getting ready to squeeze. You have a 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and then the third time up, it didn't have the body on that. So this could easily break the 200 and run up to these next 3 resistance levels. And that's on LULU. I like LULU here, but it's getting ready to squeeze. It's either going to go either way. It's because you're at a resistance. A hard resistance is the 200 SMA, so you got to break that. And that's that. LULU. Keep a good eye on LULU. Box. Here's another one that's had a huge breakout. Box. This thing could easily pull back. I think it's over exaggerated. So I would probably, I don't know. If it doesn't hold this here resistance, support, if it doesn't hold 34.89, we got a gap right here. And then the bottom support for strong buy right around 33.54. And that's where I'm going to set my alert. I've been charting for over 21 years. This will be my coming 21 anniversary will be coming up here in another month. So I've been trading for 20. Yeah, box. I think it'll drop on down. That's just a guess. Then we got the last one here, which is ULTA. It's had a good run. I think I would have took this trade if I recognized this snake here. I would have definitely took this trade. You got a gravestone, and then you've got, turn around, you've got a dragonfly or a hammer look kind of candlestick. I would have took that trade. No brainer. So right now resistance is going to be the 200 EMA with a double top. This thing can fly easily up there to that 390, 377 and hold support off the head and shoulders right here. Yeah, definitely a head and shoulders. God, come on. Okay. Okay. I see what you're trying to do to me. Oh yeah, that's a good spot right there at 378. I'm going to take it off the top of that wick right there. Set my alert for a pullback just in case this thing does pull back. Now, I would say this is probably a good stock to be watching come this week. LULU and ULTA. I used to love this stock. I'm not sure what happened down here to cause this pullback, but you can see it come real fast recovery with some soldiers. So this will easily run up to a double top at 393.44 or hold this first support at 379.92. That's that head and shoulders part. And there's another one right here. Yeah, definitely. I'm going to raise this up just a little bit. Get it above that trend line there so I can be sure to catch that alert. At 381.89. Well, there you go. That's this week's watch list. Go ahead and copy and paste this up. I'll be watching it real close this coming week. I wish everybody a great trading week coming up. We've had some time off, and I think it's ready to have some fun. Santa Claus rally coming up too. This is a sneaky snake trading strategy where I talk about chart patterns, moving averages, and being in the now. And have a great day.